Pocket, thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Matthew, and me and Colby are going to talk with you today about why college athletes should not be paid. Who in this room actually plays a sport? Okay, a couple people. Now, who did you get paid for it? No. So, in the next few minutes, me and we're going to explain why education should take a priority, why college athletes are in abundance, how all college athletes are already being paid, and how it is unfair to other students. And according to a reporter from the New Yorker, the payment of college athletes fails to recognize the value of sports as a part of education, which is a key point in our presentation. And now Colby is going to start with why that is priority.
So why do we go to college? Why do we even have sports at college? We're all going here to get an education. It doesn't matter if we're an athlete or if we're not. We are a student, first and foremost. Just because we compete in sports, that doesn't change the fact that we are a student. And that we are going here to get an education, to get a degree, to get a job, or to go into your career. Yes, I will admit, there are a few that will actually make the professionals, being a professional athlete. But if you look at the numbers, it's less than 2% of college athletes become a professional athlete. That's not very much. Not very much at all, in fact. Education really needs to take the priority if they're going to realize where they're going to have their life going. For visual representation. So all this blue, that's all high school students that are athletes. The red, those are college athletes. Well, you can't even see it here. That's all the professionals. The vertical line, slightly thicker than the rest of them. But just by comparison, there's a lot of them. How are we going to pay them all? Now I'm going to pass it off to Matt.
So college athletes are actually already being paid, and they're receiving benefits through scholarships and tuition cuts and such. The NCAA provides $2.7 billion annually to 480,000 athletes. So they are getting paid. It's just not in the way of a paycheck. And there's plenty of this scholarships for everybody. And the NCAA will actually provide accident insurance if the player is injured and is disabled, like they were saying that there's nothing that happens to them, but the NCAA continues to provide insurance if they are disabled from playing a sport. And it is much easier for athletes instead of non-athletes, so much though that it's unfair to others. And the payment of college athletes makes it unfair for other students because there's no benefits for them. They probably didn't get any scholarships, and it highlights that only athletic skills are like worship, basically. And what about musicians? So if you're a musician, why shouldn't you get paid for being excellent at what you do? You have a skill. Why should that be any different from playing a sport? So why don't we pay musicians too? And from what I've experienced, athletes are treated much differently than non-athletes. They are almost worshipped in school. So it's just unfair for everybody. And now Colby's going to wrap it up.
We have a lot of students. We have a lot of students that are athletes. It would take a lot of money to pay all of those students to basically play sports. If we paid every student who played sports, where's that money going to come from? We've got the NCAA, whose revenue is very large, but that's the revenue. It's not the net gains. It's not how much they're actually earning. That's how much money passes through their hands. It's not fair to other students who are working just as hard or harder to make their education worthwhile and actually spending their time in the classroom instead of on the field. I'm not saying that their skill is not there or that it's not worthy of their time. I'm just saying that it's unfair to other students for them to receive the benefits of being paid while other students are also working very hard and not. Thank you very much for listening to our presentation. Hope it was very informative.